Here, guys, sorry, real quick, I have to do something. Just give me 1 second. Oh shit. It's going well. Alright, I'm glad that's settled. Okay, so fans lately have been complaining about something that they have always complained about, but it has really picked up steam lately in the NBA this season. The thing that they are complaining about is foul baiting. Of course, this has always been an issue, and an issue that has gradually gotten worse over the years, but there's been a new evolution in it this year in particular with Luka Doncic and especially Trae Young. The previous main perpetrator, who was public enemy number one as a result, was of course James Harden, but recently Luka Doncic and Trae Young have adopted this same technique of baiting fouls, and it has been driving NBA fans mad. And I would argue that both Trae and Luka have been arguably just as bad and as annoying with it as James Harden. I also want to talk about another conversation that doesn't directly pertain to this topic, but it kind of is in the same general field, and I just want to talk about players complaining to refs, because I've seen people bitching about that on Twitter quite a bit as well. Like, for example, LeBron complaining, especially Luka lately, is bothering people. Trae Young the other day got in a ref's face because he believed he was fouled on an inbound play, and that was a whole thing. But I want to talk about players complaining, but primarily I want to talk about foul baiting and what the NBA can do about it, why fans are angry about it, all that kind of shit. Before this video starts, about 50% of the people that are watching this video are going to not be subscribed. So if you fall into that category, then please subscribe. You can get videos like this 4 times per week, and you can also help fuel my ego. Also, drop a like on this video. It only takes 1 second, and it makes a massive difference. Also, real quick, just to throw another promo out there for it. My second channel, there's a whole lot of fun stuff going on over there. So if you have not subscribed to that second channel already, I'm doing post-game reactions, trade reactions, and once per week, I am doing reacting to Hot Takes, which is a series that I previously hosted on this channel. But with that out of the way, let's talk about foul baiting. So first, I think it's important to clarify what foul baiting is, because it's kind of a blanket term and I just want to be specific about what exactly I'm talking about. So just to make it to where there's no kind of level of interpretation of what I'm saying, it's really 2 things: hooking your arm onto your defender in order to get them to basically just be forced to touch you, pause, as you are going to the basket. So James Harden is infamous for this. I've seen Luka do it a good amount. Another kind of version of this is getting your defender on your back, and then they're kind of in jail, as it's called, and there's nothing you can do about it when they go to shoot and lean back into you, and it's just called a foul almost every time. Trae Young is really bad with this. He does this all the damn time. I'd say he does it more than James Harden did it, more than Luka does it. It's really a thing with Trae. And then finally, the most important thing, which the last thing I said kind of is like a mix in between the two, is leaning into your defender on a shot, whether it be a layup or more than likely a jump shot. So taking a pump fake, for example, and then your defender jumps in the air, and I'm just gonna, he's jumping over here, I'm over here, I'm just gonna lean over this way and then shoot the shot. And the ref legitimately calls that a foul on the defense. That is a big issue as well. It also isn't necessarily the defender jumped in the air. Sometimes guys just jump into their defender and it results in a foul. So that's what foul baiting is. And I do want to clarify as well that this is not something that's new. Foul baiting has been a thing in the league for a while, and it was particularly popularized by Dwayne Wade, which is something that I choose to completely ignore because otherwise I love Dwayne Wade. Great player, great man, Papa John's. But it has become a bigger thing in the modern era, in my opinion, mostly because of analytics. Free throws, threes, and layups are the most efficient way to score the basketball. That's what players try to get the most, and people always complain about how much players chuck threes as a result of analytics, but another part of it is the foul baiting, because that is one of the most efficient ways to put points on the board. So players try and force fouls just like they force threes. This became a big talking point this year after Trae Young opened the first 4 games of the season, averaging 15.5 free throw attempts per game. On the season overall, Trae averages 10, and that number dipped because for a good 5 or so game stretch, Trae was no longer doing his foul baiting thing because Steve Nash, who was his childhood hero, came out and said that what Trae was doing was not basketball. And Trae obviously bounced back from this, and he had a good rebuttal, I would say, which was that he said something along the lines of, Steve would not be complaining about that if I was doing that for his team, which I mean is true, and that's part of the issue with the whole foul baiting thing. It's going to annoy the opponent, but if they could get away with it, then they do that shit too. But why this is annoying to people and to me, because I fucking hate foul baiting. I'm not making this video to come from just oh, what do people think about this? No, I fucking hate foul baiting. Why do I hate it? Why do NBA fans hate it? Why does Steve Nash hate it? Well, Steve said it's not basketball, and that's why me and other fans hate it, because it's not basketball. I mean, it is basketball technically, but fuck that part of basketball, and it should be removed from being a thing in basketball because fuck that part of basketball. It is interrupting the flow of the game. It is annoying. It is ugly basketball. It ruins the product and it makes it feel cheap. When I see a player just get a bullshit foul call by leaning in his defender, I'm like, okay, so you can just get points for bullshit reasons. Sure, that's always exists to some extent. Fouls are stupid a lot of the times, but damn, it really just feels especially with Trae and especially in the past couple of years with James Harden, oh, so you're not allowed to defend this guy. And even if you do, he's going to lean into you till he draws a foul anyways. And it just feels cheap. It feels like defense is not rewarded. It feels like offense is rewarded for not actually creating space, but rather actively going against the space so as to draw a foul. It actively works against what basketball is about. So fans, as you would expect, when you find the main perpetrators of this issue, Trae, Luka, James Harden, then they're going to give them a lot of flack. But my mindset on this is rather simple. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Now, I will say for the player, I don't really understand it because I think James Harden, especially in the postseason of the past couple of years, has proven that that play style is rather futile because you're not going to get those same foul calls in the playoffs. But regardless of that, I'm not going to be mad at Trae Young, Luka, or James Harden for taking advantage of rules because, look, it is what it is. I can be mad that the DMR is overpowered in Warzone, but I'm not going to be mad at a player for using it. It's funny because I use the DMR because, I'm going to take advantage of whatever rule I can. And it makes sense that players would do this, and I'm not going to be mad at them for doing it. But that does not mean that Activision or whoever the fuck is running Modern Warfare Warzone should get rid of the DMR's level of power. They should nerf it. Same thing with the NBA. Just because it's not the player's fault does not mean you do not do something about it. The NBA needs to, and this is the rule that I think would fix everything, the NBA needs to simply make it either A, an offensive foul, or B, a no call. Because if you think about it, foul baiting is a player initiating contact on a possession. And when you break it down that simply, the player that initiates that contact would be the one causing the foul, correct? So if a leaning into your defender shot is a foul and the contact was initiated by the offensive player, then it's an offensive foul, not a defensive foul. Or at the very least, it's not a foul at all. But I would go in the direction of offensive foul. If someone jumped into me when I was defending them, I would be fucking pissed, especially if you don't call a foul on it. So make it an offensive foul. It's rather simple. And the NBA, it's not hard to make this change. No one's gonna fucking protest this. Maybe James Harden will complain about it, but who the fuck cares? Foul baiting makes the NBA product worse. It annoys fans. It annoys players of the opponents who are doing it. It makes the game feel cheap, and overall, it's just nothing but a negative. So make it an offensive foul, Adam Silver. Also, why the fuck are you trying to make an all-star game happen? Please stop doing that. Anyways, I wanted to complain about foul baiting. Tomorrow is the next NBA deep dive, and I'm telling you guys, this is a good one. I didn't actually want it to be that good. I was hoping it'd be a little bit more low-key than the last one. But fuck, I made the video just as long as the last one, so keep an eye out for that. Again, go subscribe to that second channel for extra post-game reaction content, as well as hot take reactions, trade reactions, all of that stuff. Go subscribe over there. Shout out to Rudy for editing this video. But that is the end of this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe for more NBA content like this, and cue the outro music.